If it's Monday, it's Beyond Babbitt, and this is your host, Brian Anthony. Well, hello, how you doing today? Uh, have a brief subject of discussion today, and today we're going to talk about 7 signs of economic collapse. How do we know we're in an economic collapse? There are 7 signs. So let's get started, shall we? The first sign, you would usually see energy costs go up. And there are two major things when I say energy costs. We're going to say number one, gas prices go up, which we're seeing. Well, actually, here in North Texas, the gas prices went down today, but it's been since winter, it's been pretty much trajectory straight up. Um, the other energy cost would be the electric bill would go up, the electricity cost, and it's definitely much higher here than it's been in all year. Probably like that around the country as well. The third sign of economic collapse would be food costs go up. And of course, that makes sense because most food is everything that comes is delivered by truck. If the fuel cost goes up for the truck drivers, for the trucking companies, then their services go up and it's passed down to the customer. So the cost of the goods goes up, and that includes the food cost. Okay? Unless you're growing your own food, which is not a bad idea. You have community gardens. Um, I mean, who knows when they're going to try to starve us out or with a GMO or anything like that. So, growing your own food is not a bad idea. But that is the third sign of an economic collapse. The fourth one is housing costs go up. And this is the cost to whether rent or purchase um, houses, condos, apartments. I mean, everyone has to have somewhere to live. And here in this area, a lot of people are being priced out. Um, if you had an apartment, whatever you were paying, when it's time to renew your lease, it didn't just go up by $50. That used to be the norm. $20, $50 is what it go up by. Now it goes up by $200, $400. People are being priced out quickly. So that's a sign. So the real estate market is good for those who own commercial real estate or anything, I mean, any type of real estate. But for those who are trying to afford it, the living wage is not keeping up fast enough to keep up with the cost of living as far as housing goes. And that's another sign. That's the fourth sign. Um, the fifth sign would be a trade war or currency war. It's where nations become isolationist, protectionist. Basically, you want to make sure that your jobs stay in your country, that anything that can be made in your country is made and purchased in your country. You want to make sure that the deals are fair, that when you sell something to another country, they put tariffs on it, but when they sell it to you, you don't. No, so you try to even that out. And that's a trade war and also a currency war. And that's what's going on now. That's what we see with the dollar. That's what we see with President Trump, who recently uh, even put tariffs on our so-called allies. I'd say Canada is an ally. I'm not sure about Mexico, but he did put tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Trade war. So that's the fifth sign. The sixth sign that you're in an economic collapse is that commodities like silver and gold would start to go up. Would start to go up. So if you would look today at the COMEX, silver went up and gold went up. Not substantially, because I mean it's still for the most part manipulated. But those are good signs that they're finally starting to go up. They've been suppressed for so long. They've been flat for a number of years, but now that they're starting to go up, it's good for those who own it. It may be bad for those who don't. Um, but that's the sixth sign. that you're in a that you're in an economic collapse. And the seventh, the last and final sign that you're in an economic collapse is a stock market crash or stock market collapse. And that's going to be the last thing that happens um, in the U.S. as well. Uh, it's going to go higher and higher and higher. Basically, right now, it's one of the only ways to make money as far as investments go. Um, all other things are not giving you that type of return. So you have to play the stocks. And that's what Lindsey Williams said on his last DVD that he put out. So he was right there again. His elite friends informed him correctly. So that's the last and final sign that you're in an economic collapse. And so far, one, two, all of these are pretty much letting us know, except for one, except the stock market. That's the only one that's letting us know. I mean, we have six. We were just waiting on that last domino to fall. So the economic collapse is here. But we're not afraid. We're prepared. We've been storing and praying and making the relationships that need to be made. So we're ready as ready could be. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You know, is the money look like it's flowing better for you, or is it worse? Is your job paying more, or your business doing well, or are you having hard times? Let me know what part of the country you're in as well, because that makes a difference. Because everything doesn't happen at everywhere in the country at the same time. As far as the housing market, it's still booming here, still rising, and in other areas of the country, it's starting to fall off. And our population is growing. We're getting a lot of people here, and probably for that reason. But I mean, it'll catch up to it. It's never 2 years. It may crash in this city or this state, but within 2 years, it's going to be here as well. All right. This is your host, Brian Anthony, Beyond Babbitt, over and out.